This is kind of cool. It's this is the very first ventilation rim that I built myself. I think 10 years ago, at least 10 years ago, and it's just, you know, it's nothing nothing special about the construction. It's just a piece of wood like this, no special joints or anything like that. I think I got it nailed together just with regular nails, no screws or anything. I've got a screen on the inside, so it's a bit worn out, and you can see I've got the holes on three holes on each side at an angle. I came up with that angle thing. I had no idea that was an actual thing that people do, but I did it, which was pretty cool. And the front of it doesn't have any holes in it because when the bees are returning in a normal colony anyway, a normal Langstroth setup, this is the front of the hive, and the bees, and there's usually a top entrance right here, and the bees, when they try to return, they'll try to go in through these. If this was the front of the hive, they would try to go in through these holes, and they get confused and they fart around and all that sort of stuff because they can smell pheromones flowing out of these holes. So that's you know, they're cueing in on that as well as the visual cues of the entrance. And so if you get rid of those holes, they don't try to go in those holes. They just go into wherever the notched entrance is, usually in the inner cover. This is I also have a hole right here with a cork in it, and I use that as an entrance sometimes if I don't have an inner cover that has a top entrance, because I use all kinds of different inner covers. But this is pretty cool. And I think that cost me, I don't know, it was about $10 maybe to make that, and no carpentry skills. So I'm very pleased with this, and I'm still using it. Nothing wrong with it. No fancy cuts. I used a handsaw to cut the wood, and I don't know how long this is. This could be a little bit higher, but basically the telescoping inner cover goes on top of it, and it goes down to just the top of the holes, so it doesn't cover the holes. Now that I think about it, and now that I've seen the DE hive, how the DE hive works, it has a similar ventilation rim. Some people call it a ventilation box, but it has a similar ventilation rim, and you keep it on like this during the summer, and then you flip it upside down in the winter, and the telescoping cover, or the big DE hive box cover, whatever it's called, covers these holes. And so you have less ventilation in the winter, but you still have some ventilation in the winter. Anyhow, this is beekeeping on a budget, and I love it. I think beekeeping is very attractive to people who are carpenters and handyman and that kind of thing, but I'm not either one of those things, and I don't have power tools or a workshop or anything like that, and I'm not very handy. And I just want to show that even for normal people like me, beekeeping is accessible, and you can do it without spending a lot of money. Pretty cool, huh? And I'm going to go put this on the hive right now because it is getting hot.